What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to continue talking about GameStop and AMC. Yesterday, GameStop took a bath. AMC was pretty flat. Today, they both took a bath. We're going to go over exactly what happened, what I see looking at the charts, and what to expect going forward. Yesterday, I gave you guys a little insider advice that I got from some options data that was set to expire on February 12th. There was a massive amount of money that was placed on AMC as a $20 call for February 12th. Kind of gave me some confirmation of exactly where it was going to go. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to go over the VW short squeeze, guys, and it's very important that you know that everything that we are correlating this to is based off of what had happened. Okay, I talk about it on my channel all the time. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. That's why they're called patterns, but they don't always do. So I kind of just want to give you another little outlook of what to expect and just to kind of talk about exactly where we are. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss this. Let's get into it. First off, right here, it shows that Dave Portnoy had tweeted, "I've officially sold all my meme stocks. I lost about 700K. Vlad and company stole it from me and should be in jail." For those of you who don't know, Vlad is the CEO of Robinhood, and he's referring to the fact that they were restricting the purchase of these stocks recently. Okay, I'm not too happy that he kind of tweeted this because, one, it shows that if he's not holding other people, he's a very influential person. Other people are going to want to get out of it, which is not very good. Also, if you look at Robinhood, it looks like their positions are still limited. For 1,250 shares, they increased it of AMC and GME to 100. However, this includes what you already hold, so it doesn't mean you're allowed to buy another 1,250 shares. It includes what you already hold. If you already have 1,000, you can only buy 250. If you guys haven't switched over to a much larger brokerage such as Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, I'm not specific that they're not restricting. I know Merrill Lynch is not restricting. I made a good purchase in the thousands yesterday. Somebody else purchased 1,000 shares that I know today on them, so they weren't restricting them. But if you hadn't done it yet, guys, definitely check it out for the long term. Even then, I always recommend having more than one brokerage, period, regardless of this, what's going on now. So let's kind of give a little bit of what happens, guys. If you look at the charts, GameStop and AMC, they're trending themselves. For this purpose in this video, I'm going to only use AMC chart, but they're very trending themselves. They're following the similar pattern and doing exactly the same things, okay? So let's look at AMC. What exactly happened today in the pre-market? There was a sell-off. We saw that happen after hours yesterday. It was pretty big. If you look at right here, it shows a good amount of volume, 43.75 million, which was a big uptick at market open. That just shows more affirmation to people that people are buying everywhere all over the internet. Everyone says, I'm buying, I'm buying, I'm buying. The news is kind of subjective. One side says these shorts are covering their positions. However, the data does not line up that to my belief. However, that I do not know. But then there's the other side saying that traders are covering their gains, which that would also cause it to sell off. So it kind of goes hand in hand, and we kind of got to see, are people holding? Are they not? Are they still buying? People can put on the internet that they're buying, but like I said, the data's got to kind of provide it, and it's definitely a toss-up. I will tell you this, though. For this severe amount of sell-off, the volume was insanely low. As you looked at the open, it was 43.75 million. Then you've got some of this crazy sell-off, and it's at 629,000 in volume, which is actually crazy. Okay, everything I read is that there's another short ladder attack happening between the multiple hedge funds. Guys, if you don't know what a short ladder attack is, put simply, a short ladder attack is when both sides of the buying and selling of stocks are played by traders in an attempt to devalue the stock in question. And in layman terms, okay, the manipulation of the stock is to attempt to drive the price of the stock down, so retail investors aren't as interested in investing it anymore. And what they do, okay, and this is a good chart that shows what happened on Monday. What they do is these hedge funds, they buy and sell the stock back to each other at a very, very, very low cost, which is driving the price down, okay? I did read a report on the New York Stock Exchange short sale restriction that, they were not allowed to do this with GameStop anymore. I need to find out more information exactly on this. I want to kind of get this video out to you guys, but basically it says that they're not going to be allowed to do this until Wednesday because they're doing this with shares that are shorted, which means that they don't own these shares. When you short a stock, you're borrowing the shares, and it's going to show they're not going to be allowed to do this any longer. So that is good news for us, okay? Let's get into this other latest article too, guys. I talk about this all the time, as GameStop plunges, the VW short squeeze. Everything that everybody, their knowledge and their thought process behind this, it's all relative to the VW 2008 short squeeze. That's the only type of previous data that everyone seems to be looking at is going to be most similar in correlation to. I'm going to show you a graph on the next page that really correlates the two together. So, but just to tell you, in October 2008, the German car maker saw its listed shares more than quadruple in 2 days, briefly becoming the biggest company in the world. Okay, after its peak in October 28th, 2008, the shares fell about 58% in 4 days. Now it shows right here, guys, that okay, yeah, this is where they're trying to say, CNBC is saying that the short squeeze has already happened. However, let me put this to your chart. That was a correlation that was made. I did not make this. The blue line right here is the Volkswagen short squeeze, guys, and this is GME. Okay, this was over a longer period of time. If you look, this pattern is very similar, guys. Their shares went down. I mean, from like probably about the 430, 440 range, all the way down to a hair over 200. We're seeing an even bigger decrease because I guess that was just about 50% before it finally shot up. There was four consecutive, I believe it was 4 consecutive days of a severe decline before that short squeeze happened. Okay, so does that mean that the short squeeze is going to happen? Guys, none of this is going to be predicted. I highly suggest that you don't invest anything in here that you're not willing to lose. As much as, like I say this all the time, guys, patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always do it. So be very conscious of that. I can't predict exactly where this is going to go. If you watch my last video, I talk about the $2 million in $20 option calls that are set to expire, that I believe they were done 4 sequential contracts that I believe were done by the same person, which leads me to believe that the price of AMC is going to go up to $20 before then. I did believe it. I still do believe it. Okay. Just because it's going down, it's not steering me away. I took a big position. I hold at $15.30. I will be honest with you guys. It's quite a large position. I am not selling on it. I am continue to hold on this. However, I have done very well in other positions to where I am at the point and the ability to where if I do take a loss, I didn't refinance my house. I didn't max out credit cards. I'm able to do this, responsibly and definitely willingly. I never want to see everybody lose money. Also going to talk about this too, guys. I want to really point this out. Mark Cuban had come on to, Wall Street Bets, and he didn't ask me anything, which is really cool. And some guy had said, "Hey, Mark, why is the stock plummeting? Like, what do you suggest?" You can read this. It's on Reddit on Wall Street Bets. What it really comes down to is if you can afford to hold the stock, you hold. I don't own it, but that's what I would do. He goes into it explaining of what's going to happen as the stock price drives farther and farther down. So, Mark Cuban has kind of said to hold it. That doesn't mean any more of where I should be holding it. I believe in this. I also believe in the buying power of the community and that everyone's doing. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what your plans is if you're selling. I haven't heard of anybody selling. I continue to hear people buying. They say they're buying. They say they're holding. But in the end, I think it's really easy for somebody to just get on the computer and type a couple things versus really seeing their portfolios. I have seen some screenshots of people really losing much more than I have on a given single day and expect this to go even higher. So we're going to see where this plays out. We also know that the shorts, any stock that expired on the 29th needs to be closed out today. So we're going to see what happens to the price. We're going to see what happens in the open. Guys, leave a like on this video. If you found any value in it, please consider subscribing. I'm going to continue to report on this every single day. I do own, as much as I did, add to my position in AMC, I did not sell off any of my normal portfolio. So I'm going to continue to talk about that as well. But for now, everything's just focused on GameStop and AMC. I'm excited to see this in the next coming weeks kind of fall out. If I'm going to say this again, guys, if it's anything that is going to be correlated, which is what it should be, to the VW squeeze, there was severe sell-offs for 4 days before the squeeze happened. Does that mean that the squeeze didn't, as many people say, the squeeze didn't happen? There's still short interest out there. We're going to see what happens, guys, but just be prepared. And, like I said, don't invest anything that you're not willing to be able to lose. So, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.